In this exercise, I'm going to show you a great exercise that helps you to strengthen and lengthen the core of the body and the support structures for the core. So if you've got back pain, lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulder, neck, this is a great, even sacroiliac pain, or hip pain, this is a great exercise for that. Fabulous. There's so many things that this exercise will serve, but it really serves that well, and it helps to loosen up the body and also lengthen the musculature, give you a little more flexibility. It's really, really nice. I would generally do this in the morning, but you can do it at any time of day. Now, today I'm going to use two props, and I want to show you what they are. The first is the sticky mat. It's a yoga mat. You can buy this at any number of places, from my website to Walmart to probably at Costco or online. But the key is getting a mat that has some purchase to it, some stickiness to it, some friction to it. You want to be able to have friction on this mat because you don't want to be sliding. If you're pushing your legs in two opposite directions on the mat, you don't want to slip if you have a little bit of perspiration on the bottom of your foot. So the key here is getting a sticky mat. And so many of these mats are made as a fashion statement, and they're actually slippery. So that's why I'm making a big point out of this. Don't go out and spend, $150 on a mat that's going to slip, even if it looks great, and you're not going to be able to get the benefit of using it when you could spend $25 or less to get a very functional mat that will last you a very, very long time. Now, the second thing I'm using today is a yoga brick or a block. Conceivably, you could use a regular brick or something else. I use a yoga brick. Generally, I prefer a wooden brick. Today, what I have in hand is a hard foam brick. This is not a soft, squishy foam brick, but a hard foam brick. If I'm traveling, I might use a hard foam brick. If I'm at home, I will always choose a wooden brick. Today, I happen to have a foam brick, so I'm telling you why and how, so the context of using this brick. Again, you can buy this at my website, or basic wooden brick at my website, or at any number of yoga prop websites or Gaiam or any of these places. So my goal here is not to sell you yoga props, but to give you a place to get them if you don't know where else to get them. All right, so I'm going to start in the middle of my mat, toes together, heels together, ankles, knees, and hips all lined up. My weight is centered just in front of my heel, and I'm going to step my feet wide. I'm going to step them apart. Now I'm going to take my left foot, the heel, actually the front of the foot, a little bit in. So I'm going to pivot on the heel, turn the front of the foot a little bit in. I've got my leg nice and straight. My quadricep is working. My right foot, I'm going to pivot on the heel and turn it out. Now I'm going to look down and see that my foot is aligned with the mat now. It's parallel to the mat. This rear foot is actually to an angle, about maybe 20, 30 degrees angle off center from the mat. And this front foot is bisecting this rear foot. Now, if I have trouble balancing here, I'm going to step this foot over towards the edge of the mat so that it's not bisecting the rear foot, but there's a little more space this way, in this direction. I've got my brick on the front side. I put my hands on my hips, lift my two quadriceps, make them hard, straighten my arms out, and I've got a nice extended position. 2 straight legs, 2 straight arms. Now I'm going to push into my heel, and I'm going to lengthen my body out of the front of this front leg, okay? And I bring myself down into an arcing position to my brick. Fingertips on the brick, or if you can go lower without getting this curvy bend here, you want your two sides of your torso to be fairly straight, fairly elongated. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to there. So for me, right now, I'm going to be on my fingertips, just to make a point. Now, if I'd like to, if I'm having trouble getting this posture, or if it's hurting, I'm going to put my rear hand on my hip. I'm going to press out hard into my 2 feet. Remember, my kneecaps are lifted, my quadriceps are working hard. And then I'm going to turn my navel towards the ceiling. I'm going to look up at the ceiling, and I'm going to bring my hand up. I'm resting on the brick here. Now, to come out of this, actually, I want to show you something really quickly before we come out of it. I'm going to just turn this brick under, and I want to show you that the stability comes from my rear foot here. If my rear foot isn't stable and my legs aren't working, my back hurts and I'm bending. So I want to straighten my legs out because they provide support for my spine so that I can release. Now to come out of this, I'm going to keep my legs working really hard, and I'm going to push into the front leg to bring me up to this position. I turn my foot forward, and I step my feet together. This is a great exercise for for not only strengthening the legs, lengthening the hamstrings and the adductors in the center here, center of the thigh, and then also freeing up your sacrum and your lower spine. It can work wonders if you've got lower back or sacroiliac pain in the morning. It's great for releasing upper back pain as you build support for the structures below the upper back that support it. And it's just a really good one. So I would generally do both sides, and I would do sets of 2 to 3 minimum. And if you're doing that every day in the morning and doing 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to feel great. So go out and have fun.